YouTube Rando here. So some of you may remember I've got this saw. I picked it up, I don't know, it's probably been about a month now. It's just been sitting. I showed it on the finds video and took the thing out of the box the other day. First time I ever took it out, put oil in it, adjusted the blade the way it needed to be adjusted. It's actually loose now, but adjusted the blade properly and took it out. I got maybe 20 cuts. I was cutting up some old wood. Now this was dry fence wood and 2x4s. I cut up a bunch of 2x4s, a couple of 4x4s, and then I got to some 6x6s, and I was probably 20 cuts deep into this wood. And I cut through one 6x6, and I started smelling the motor. You could smell it. It smelled like it was burned up, and instead of cutting off immediately like the brake kicking onto the motor and stopping the blade from spinning when you let off the trigger, it would just keep going for like 2-3 more seconds before it would cut off. So I knew there was something wrong with it. I unplugged it, thought maybe maybe the motor overheated. I'm going to let it sit for a little while and then I'll go back and try again. So I pulled it back out and plugged it in. Pulled the trigger, something shot out of the motor back here. Something shot out of here, and it started smoking. So I knew immediately the motor was burned up on it. And like I said, I was about 20 cuts deep, and not all of it was big stuff. A lot of it was 2x4s. So called Remington, started talking to them, and they wanted me to take it to an authorized dealer to work on it. I told them it's a cheap little electric saw. They're not going to work on it. But the guy on in the warranty office with Remington, I guess MTD or whoever warranties their stuff, insisted that I bring it to a dealer. So I did. Guy told me, really nothing I can do for you. It's an electric chainsaw, dude. Okay, so I left, called Remington back. He immediately put me on the phone with somebody else at Remington, I guess his boss or somebody over him. The guy got on the phone. He's like, what's the problem? I told him. He said, well, Mr. So-and-so said my last name. I'm going to send you a brand new saw. So, I guess this video is kind of an update about Remington's warranty service is awesome. This was probably 6 days ago that all this happened, and the UPS man just dropped this off. So they sent me a brand new one, so obviously Remington rocks when it comes to their warranty service, but I'm not sure about their product. We're going to have to run this one and see how well it does. I think what happened, honestly, is it's a manual oiler, and it says oil 1 to 2 times. I was doing it 2 times before every cut. You're supposed to oil it before every cut. I was doing it 2 times before every cut, and it was laying on a barrel, and when it lays down on top of the barrel, the motor lays like this, sits down in the barrel. So I think what happened is the oil ran from the blade or the oiler and got down in the motor. But regardless, that's no excuse. I should be able to hold this chainsaw like this to cut through a tree, right? They should have that problem remedied. If that's what happened, I'm not guaranteeing it. I'm going to take this one apart and just look at it and just see maybe what happened to see if I can prevent it from happening to this one. But if it happens to this one, I'll call them back and tell them again, hey, your saws are just burning up left and right over here. Something's wrong. I don't know if it's a problem with the lemon trim or what, but it said it shouldn't have a problem cutting through a 6-inch, or I think it shouldn't have a problem cutting through a 6-inch by 6-inch, which is actually less than 6x6. It's like, what, 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. It says it can cut through a 6-inch limb, so I would assume it could cut through a 6-inch board, or whatever. I don't think I burned it up. I think if anything, it was the way I was laying it. But regardless, they should have that fixed, because, when you use your saw, you might use it like that, right? So, I don't know. Like I said, we'll use this one, and then I'll come back and update you guys on the lemon trim and let you know how well it is or is not holding up. We'll do an update. That's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching, YouTube.